But if you get in now, I'll go because my meeting is at 8. So
it's okay.
let's finish it.
Most exclusive.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. You have just met Mr. President officially for the first time. Can we have an idea of the meeting?
Well, thank you very much. You know, this is our administration. It's an APC administration, and Mr. President is our new president, and we have a lot of issues at the moment that we need to deal with. Firstly, I've briefed him on what we have been doing in the last few years, just for him to be abreast with the situation and what we can do in the next 1 week, because the ninth National Assembly, ninth Senate particularly, is going to have his tenure ended on the 11th of June. So it's to give him an update of what we have been able to achieve. And we have also emphasized the need to have a very stable, peaceful, and productive National Assembly, the 10th National Assembly. We believe that the need to have serious understanding amongst senators and members elect through the process that our leadership will emerge. There's a need to carry everybody along, and time is of essence. We have only about a week before the inauguration of the National Assembly, and it pays to have a very peaceful environment in the National Assembly for members and senators to work together. And of course, you cannot overemphasize the necessity and imperative of working in a very cordial manner between the executive and the legislature. So we had all those discussions just to ensure that when the leadership of the new leadership of the National Assembly will emerge, that what will inform the emergence will be the national interest, the interest of the National Assembly itself, the legislature, to be together, and therefore everybody matters in this process. We also believe that Mr. President, having been a senator himself, and his vice president has also been a senator, this is something that they will always wish and pray for. And as an outgoing presiding officer of the National Assembly, actually as chairman of the National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly, I find it dutiful and necessary to work with all the major stakeholders, especially the leadership of our country, Mr. President particularly, to ensure that I give the necessary my necessary opinion and advice on how the new leadership of the National Assembly should emerge and what we need to do to ensure stability, to ensure productivity of the National Assembly, and to ensure peaceful atmosphere between the legislature and the executive arm of government. And we are getting somewhere. Our prayer is we're able to resolve all the outstanding issues by the grace of God. And Mr. President is positively disposed to ensuring that everything goes on smoothly.
Right, thank you, most distinguished. There have been speculations that you wish to return as the Senate President, which you have also countered subsequently. Can we have the true picture of what is happening?
Was what you said I counted. So wasn't that a true picture? Well, on a more serious note, I've never indicated interest to run for the office of the President of the Senate in the 10th National Assembly. We have worked together with distinguished senators of the 9th National Assembly and members of the House of Representatives to create a very clement environment for us to work. We have been productive, much more productive than any previous National Assembly. We have worked very closely with the former administration, the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, and of course that helped the administration also. And my prayer and wish and hope is that we were able to have a very peaceful transition from us who are outgoing as leaders of the National Assembly to a new set of leaders of the National Assembly who will continue to unite everybody in the National Assembly. In the Senate, we want to have a leadership in the Senate that will unite senators to work so well, regardless of their political parties. The same thing in the House of Representatives. But the truth is, I've never indicated any interest to run. But I have a responsibility to the Senate, to the National Assembly, having been in the National Assembly for almost 24 years now. And when we have about 70% of our members of the National Assembly, especially in the Senate, who are new, those of us that have been there longer owe everybody that responsibility to at least help in mentoring those who are new, even if we have no presiding officer or principal officer position. And I don't really wish to be one. I've played my part, and I'm happy that we have played our part. We have made our impact, very positive impact. Of course, we had our shortcomings, but I can hold my head high on behalf of all my colleagues in the Senate and indeed in the National Assembly, that this National Assembly has helped in national development in no means measure, because we have succeeded in getting very critical and crucial legislations passed and assented to by the former president.
I understand your colleague is going to be made chief of staff. Did you hear that?
I'm waiting for the announcement. You are speculating, and you know you are in the media. I'm not. I don't want to speculate.
So you never heard anything like that?
No, I've heard from you.
It can't be from me.
Oh, how do you know that I heard somewhere else? Huh? Gloria?
So what did you hear?
Just what you have said.
You've heard?
Yeah, from you. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. The Speaker of the House of Representatives has been rumored to be the Chief of Staff designate. First of all, I pray that that comes to pass, and if that happens, Mr. President would have made a very wise choice, wise decision. At this moment, you need a Chief of Staff that has very vast experience in the area of legislation, in the area of cooperating with the executive arm of government, which the Speaker spearheaded from the House. And he has a very good network and the support that is required. And when that happens, you know, this administration is going to be administration of the legislators. You have a president who was a senator, a vice president who was, because his senatorship has been vitiated by his oath of office as vice president. And then, of course, Chief of Staff, our potential Chief of Staff or designate Speaker, somebody who has been in the National Assembly for 20 years or so. So this administration should have no difficulty relating with the 10th National Assembly, because everybody has passed through, all of them, they have passed through the National Assembly system, and they know what the sentiments and sensibilities of members of the National Assembly are. And I hope that, in fact, they will take it to the next level, because the National Assembly has been vilified unnecessarily and unfairly for so many things. But for me, I take that calmly whenever we are called names, because everything has a price. You don't perform, you have a name to be called. You perform, they say you are rubber stamp, but whichever name, what is crucial is for you to deliver your services in the national interest. And I'm sure the appointment of Speaker as Chief of Staff to Mr. President will be a very welcome idea to many. So I wish my brother very well that he becomes the Chief of Staff, and in advance, I pray for Almighty God to guide him and protect him in his new job. As a gatekeeper, it's not going to be an easy job.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Congratulations, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So congratulations is in order. It hasn't been made official. Is there a reason for that?
Be patient. Be patient. The system works in its own way. And yeah, allow the system to work.
So before the end of the day?
We'll see. We'll see. Thank you very much. Yeah? We'll see.
Okay, you were also in a meeting
Yes.
between the president and the leadership of the National Assembly for the first time officially.
Yes.
Can you give us an idea of that? What happened at the
I think
meeting?
the Senate President, you just finished talking to him.
All right.
Everything he said, I adopt.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened in the meeting.
So how are you preparing the 10th National Assembly to have a cordial relationship with the new president?
Well, I think we've all seen the benefits of cordial relationship. Not necessarily in bed together, but cordial relationship. We've seen the benefits in the last 4 years, unless you don't want to be truthful, and we've seen the other side where you don't have a cordial relationship, and which one inures for the betterment of Nigeria. I think the 10th Assembly, for the sake of Nigeria and for the sake of constituents, and having seen what happened in the last 4 years and what happened in the last 8 years, will toe that same line. And that does not mean, and it's very important to make that position very clear, a cordial relationship anywhere in the world between the legislature and the executive is supposed to be a symbiotic relationship. You don't have to be in gloves and boxing each other. No, that's not that. There's a saying that when two elephants fight, it's the grass that's